The address is 347 Don Shula Drive in honor of the legendary coach. The stadium is Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. This is going to be taken in at the 3. They get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. And this will be incomplete, but a penalty flag down on the play. And let's see who's guilty. Gesicki, the man in motion. Now Rodgers. He'll get it into the hands of Garrett Wilson.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
They face 2nd down and 7. Rodgers to throw. Right back to Wilson. He's got it again.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
He'll try to run for it with Hall. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down. He'll have it by plenty. It was 3rd and 2. They picked up 8.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Gesicki, the man in motion. A 1st down throw from Rodgers. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the gun, Rogers. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
It is 3rd and 10. Gesicki, the man in motion. This one intercepted. Picked off by their rookie corner. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Mike, doesn't it just seem like year in and year out, especially on the defensive side of the ball, there's these late-round players that kind of burst onto the scene out of nowhere, and there's a reason this guy fell in the draft, but I'll tell you what, he has shown a ton of growth so far this year, and he continues to make his presence felt in the back end of this defense.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Opening carry of the game for the speedster, Devon A-Chain. And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Hill brought in motion. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. A play fake. Now 2 at a throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
So on 4th down, it's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. And a nice run there. He'll get 8 to the 28-yard line. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll go again with Hall. A pickup there of 13. And the Jets have a first down.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
They'll run with the former Badger, Braylon Allen. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the give, it's Hall. Just pushing defenders out of the way as he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Another run here with Hall. And he will work this down to the 43-yard line, and that is enough for a first down. They will run it over center with Hall. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Throwing, Rodgers. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Here's 3rd and 2. A run here with Hall, and he is going to have a Jets first down. His defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain on 3rd and 2. Handoff. Here comes Hall. To be taken down after a short pickup. It's at the 27. Here's a 2nd and 9. Out of the pistol, Rodgers to throw. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They've converted twice on 3rd down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3. Rodgers going to give this to Allen. And he is going to have a Jets first down. He was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. They'll send a tight end in motion. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. A give. Here's Hall. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's A-Rod. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. Taken in by Gesicki. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
His kick will split the uprights. It's good. And the Jets will take a 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Set to go now on 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achan. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play in this opening quarter. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. The Jets. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Tua going to give it to Achan, and he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves 3rd and short. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's Jake Bailey now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They put Wilson in motion. 1st down for Aaron. Pressure gets there, and down he goes. That is Bradley Chubb. Tough to stop. He comes up with the sack. Rodgers now. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack. Jalen Phillips that time. In there for the sack. Third and long. Williams in motion. 3rd and long for Rodgers. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. That one never got started. Defensive pressure too much, and they drop him in the backfield.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's Tua. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at, and that defender's bearing down. You really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. They'll motion the tight end Smith. On 3rd down, they'll go with Achane. On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for Miami. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. On the run, here's Hall. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Now a 3rd and 2. They'll run. This is Hall. On comes Thomas Morstead as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. First and 10. A run out of the gun with Achan. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They pick him up and throw him down for a loss.
You have to wonder if next time, does the play caller give his quarterback some options to check out of this play? It was clear before the ball was snapped. This was not a great look for that play call, and you can see the end result.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. A shotgun snap for Tua. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He's going to air this one out, looking for Hill. And he will score. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 2. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw is Rod. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
Give up the middle with Hall. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Here's Rodgers. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Here's their punter now, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. A pistol set with Tagovailoa. The tight end, Jonnu Smith, secures it. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a 1st down.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the handoff, this is Achane. He'll take this down inside the 30. Hassan Reddick there to make the play. Here's 2nd and 6. In motion, it's Waddle. They'll stay on the ground with Achane. And his momentum completely stopped there. Picked up, thrown down for a loss.
Number 1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
They need to get this to the 23. Here's 3rd down. back to throw is Tua. They get an even 20 on that one. Good for a Dolphins first down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long first down.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. To throw is Tua. First down throw there is incomplete.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
Now whistles here, and a penalty. Looked like somebody moved early up front. Tight end going in motion here. This throw right side is caught by Hill.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts. Tua now on 3rd down. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their second. So now Mike McDaniel will send out the field goal unit. This, about as short as you can get. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. And the Dolphins go out to a 10-3 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
This one taken at the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now They'll start from the 24. They put Wilson in motion. Rodgers on first down. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
Here's Hall from the pistol. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. On third down, Rodgers. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. The Dolphins going to use their final timeout here as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. Here's the punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This one, returnable. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. First and 10 now from the 36. Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Play action. Tagovailoa. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often. And it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Here's Tagovailoa, sending it deep for Waddle. That is hot, and he will go all the way. Jalen Waddle, touchdown Miami. They find the end zone through the air. Greg, that is one of the most popular plays because it works so often.
You're right, Mike. We see it all the time. It's a 4 vertical concept. But the key is you've got to stretch the defense and put pressure on the secondary. That's exactly what they were able to do here. They take advantage, and they go deep for 6.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. From the gun, Rodgers. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Now Rodgers. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Jets are going to use their third and final timeout here as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. Gesicki, the man in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Again, it's Rodgers. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Mike Williams, the one he was looking for, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Haven't even reached halftime yet, and we see this quarterback just continue to put the ball in harm's way and make bad decisions. He's lucky it didn't add another interception to his stat sheet, and as they approach halftime here, they got to regroup, and he's going to have to make the better decisions here in the second half.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jets are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we hit halftime here in South Florida, and the Dolphins are in the lead as we send you up to Orlando for a check-in with Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, it's all yours. All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Now return coming from the 7. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. Tua out quick. See what Tyreek can do. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. Short pass taken in by the tight end. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down. A pickup of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Here's a give to Achane. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
So as we take a look at the box score, Mike, you realize here they got the lead. We're in the second half, but they don't have a lot of rush yards. It's because they use the passing game to score points and establish the lead. Now, how we judge their run game is from here to the end of the game. Can they pile up yards now in the second half and close this game out?
So, a pair of first downs moves them out to the 47-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll motion the tight end, Smith. Here's 2. Catch made there. That's Smith. That will make 3rd down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Third and long. Tua. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run, and it's hauled. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. That's Bradley Chubb. They're on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Hall. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
On comes the punt team now for the Jets, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. That'll be returnable from the 35. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Tua. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill there, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Now, AJ. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. In motion, it's Waddle. Throwing on 3rd down, Tagovailoa. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Javon Kinlaw, the former Niner, in there to bring him down.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket, nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. They will run it over center with Hall. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. Another run here with Hall. It's a good pickup on second down, but there is a flag down, and this one might not stand up. They give to Hall. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up third down. From the shotgun, it's A-Rob. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On now comes the punt team for the Jets, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Yeah! And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll start with an option play to the right. He's going nowhere. Gonna lose yardage on that play.
And you could tell pretty quickly, Mike, that once the quarterback started chopping his feet, that there was nowhere for him to go. Great job by the defense, not only reading quarterback run, but getting him down behind the line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Tua. That's taken in by Achane. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Here's a third down and 4. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So the hope is your 1 third down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that third down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. First and 10. On the handoff, it's Hall running right. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
Rodgers here on second down. Taken in by Gesicki. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
Here's 3rd and 2. Gesicki, the man in motion. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. They put Wilson in motion. Rodgers now. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Rodgers. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
This brought in out past the 20. That could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's 2nd and 2. In motion, it's Waddle. He'll get this out to the left flat. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Run the draw with Achane. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now a throw here. It's backwards. He might be looking to throw this. And that is incomplete. They couldn't hook up there. As time has expired, the 3rd quarter has come to an end. Third and 5. back to throw is Tua. And he'll be taken down. They got him back at the 50-yard line. That's Hassan Reddick getting in there to bring him down. Punt team headed out for the Dolphins as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Gesicki, the man in motion. Out of the pistol, Rodgers to throw. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Here's Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
Here's third down and a few inches. To throw is Rodgers. And that is incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the fourth quarter, with possessions running out, that would have been a critical back-breaking play in this game. And they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball. And let's see if they can take advantage of it.
On fourth down, out comes the punter. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Tua now on first down. That's over the middle, caught by Tyree. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Tight end motioning left. On first and 10, here's Tua. And he can't get away. They rally to the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Tua, gonna give it to Achan. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Here's Tagovailoa. He's got his man. It's Smith. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. Quick throw, out wide, it's caught. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Tua. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
On 2nd down, Achan. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up 3rd down. Hill brought in motion. And he's in. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown, Dolphins. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
No problem there on the extra point, and the Dolphins will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. From the gun, Rodgers. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Second down, Rodgers. Man is open, middle of the field. It is caught. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And at this point in the game, trailing by this much, you're just trying to get something positive going. And even if it doesn't alter the outcome of this week's game, Mike, you're trying to build on some things that you can take into next week's practice, build off of and learn from, and hopefully carry it into next week's game to hopefully have a lot better performance, especially here offensively.
Gesicki, the man in motion. It's 1st down, and it's Hall. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. On the handoff, here comes Hall. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Rodgers going to give this to Allen. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage. The stop made at the 31, but a new set of downs. 1st down picked up.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Gesicki, the man in motion. Throwing, Rodgers. Quick throw, taken in. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Third down, 3 to go. Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Jalen Ramsey, he is tough to throw on. There to bat that one away.
You just can't say enough about how hard it is to play cornerback in today's modern NFL, Mike. I mean, not only are these wide receivers better than ever, but the way the rules are written, you're really out there on an island with not a lot of options. Your technique has to be perfect. Your timing has to be perfect. It's exactly what we saw here, and he makes a great play on the ball.
They put Wilson in motion. That one on target to Williams. He's got it.
Say what you want about this group, Mike, but they certainly aren't scared. I mean, not only to go for it on fourth down, but the quarterback decides to throw that ball into double coverage and somehow still resulted in them being able to extend this drive.
Rodgers going up top again.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
To the air once more, it's Rodgers. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. And this one blown up. Good surge will drop him. A loss on the play, back to the 9-yard line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
Now a 3rd and 2. They put a receiver in motion to the left. He'll try to run for it with Hall. And it looks like he's going to have enough for the first down. Yes, he does. 1st and goal coming up. Two minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. Gesicki, the man in motion. They'll run, it's Hall. And they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Looking to throw, it's Rodgers. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
They're in 4-down territory for sure, but what can they do on this one? It's 3rd and goal. Gesicki, the man in motion. Third and goal for Aaron Rodgers. He's got it at the 3. And he nearly takes it in, but they're going to say he's short of the goal line. So now it is 4th and goal.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
They're going to go, and it's Hall. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still has a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they're going to use them. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their 2nd, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute left in this one. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll run the sneak, and he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Here's a 3rd and 10. Victory formation, defense powerless to stop, and that should just about do it. So a win here for the Dolphins. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Dolphins, home winners here as we say farewell from South Florida.